Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman, and in this lesson we're going to learn the left-hand part for the B section for Etude in C by Albert Biehl. Let's get started by checking out the score. So once again, we're here in the B section from measure 9 to the end, but checking out the left-hand part today. What can you tell me about what the left hand is doing? You'll notice each measure is a descending one-octave scale. This one starts on C. And then what note do we start on in measure 10? If you said a B, you're correct. And then let's keep going. Tell me the letters. What's this one? It's an A, and then G. Now we're going down one step at a time. Each new measure starting one step lower. We start on F. Now looking forward, see where and if the pattern ever breaks. Can you find it? Point to where the pattern breaks. If you're pointing here, you found it. We go on down to an E, down to a D, all one octave scales until this time we're down on, can you tell me the letter name for this note? This is a low C, 2 octaves below. Here's middle C, bass C, low C. And then what notes do we see here? I see a skip up, skip up. So that forms our C major triad with an extra C on top. So once again, we've got a C arpeggio back down to low C for our ending. Now, one thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the fingering. Fingerings are so important as you're learning these pieces, which are going to start getting more advanced. We have a finger 1 to start off, and then, since we're just stepping down, we know we'll use finger 2 and then 3. Then our finger 1 sneaks under for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish out the 1 octave. 1 octave, remember, has 8 notes. 5 fingers plus 3 fingers covers all 8 notes. And that fingering continues until here. Notice something. This time we have a 4. We're going to use 4 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then why do we do this? That 4 is so important here because if you just did a 3, you would make it down to this D, and then you would be out of fingers. But look, we need to go one more note lower this time. We need to not only do this 1 octave scale from D to D, then we need to go one more note down to C. So we actually have 9 notes in a row all stepping down, which is why we need to use 4 fingers first, then plus 5 more. 4 plus 5 is 9, so we get all 9 notes going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, then your thumb sneaks under down to 5. Let's check out how to do this on the piano. So let's start here in measure 15. Left-hand finger 1 is on D, and we're going to use 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our thumb, or finger 1, comes under for 5 more notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're doing actually 1 octave plus 1 extra note to get us all the way down to low C for the start of measure 16. So we start on D, finger 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's stop there on the first note of measure 16. Pause, and I'd like you to practice measure 15, going all the way down to the first note of measure 16. The fingering is essential. You have to get the fingering right for it to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause to work on that, then press play to go on. Then once you make it down to that low C, we start a C major arpeggio. And the correct fingering for that is 5, 4, 2, 1, back down to 5. Remember to keep your hand relaxed and glide through those notes. Don't hold your hand stiffly to play them. Glide. 5, 4, 2, 1, 5. 5, 4, 2, 1, 5. Pause the video and work on that arpeggio a few times with your left hand, then press play to go on. Now let's put measures 15 and 16 together. The fingering, again, is critical. Make sure you're playing with the correct notes and correct fingerings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 4, 2, 1, 5. Pause and work on those two measures on your own, then press play to go on. I like to remind my students that slow is fast. So sometimes going really slowly at first will help you get it correct faster than if you practice fast. So remember, slow is fast as you're learning these new sections. Now, fortunately, we've tackled the hardest part with that tricky fingering. So let's back up and look at the rest now. So this is our standard 1-octave scale fingering. Going down, 1, 2, 3, thumb sneaks under. So we're doing a group of 3 notes and then a group of 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you try. Measure 9. Good. And then we come back and start on a B. Down an octave, up to A, down an octave, up to G, down an octave, etc. Okay, you see the pattern. The tricky thing is that when you get to measure 15, you're going to want to keep that pattern going, but you have to remember to go all the way to a 4 this time so we can get down to that C for the ending. Okay, so really be careful. In your own music, I would circle that finger 4 in measure 15, and maybe draw like stars all around it or an exclamation mark. Really try to catch your attention there in the score so you're ready for that change of the fingering. So pause the video, and now I'd like you on your own to work all the way from measure 9 through the end of the piece. Be careful of the notes and especially the fingering. Now let's talk about your technique. Just like we turned the hand a little bit diagonally to play the right hand ascending scales, we're going to turn the left hand also diagonally, but this time this way to help that thumb sneak under more naturally. Remember, I don't want your elbow flopping around as you play. I want you to make a smooth motion. And so turning your hand at an angle sideways will help that thumb sneak under early. So once your finger 1 is done playing, go ahead and let it start gliding into position so it's ready for its notes. You see how I did that? 1, as I'm playing 2, 3, my thumb is already sneaking under. So it's already in position, and I don't wait till the last minute, and then my thumb's got to do like some crazy motion to get over there. Let it sneak under early so it can be a really smooth motion. And keep your hand pointing at a diagonal, which will help it just glide along. So I'd like you to pause one more time and practice with your left hand pointing at this kind of diagonal angle, and think of your finger 1 gliding under early. Pause to practice that technique and then press play to go on. I've already mentioned today slow is fast, and your metronome is a great tool to help make sure you're going slow enough to really focus on your technique and each note, finger shape, arm weight. I suggest starting at about 100 beats per minute, 1 note per click. It's nice and slow so I can really think about the shape of each finger, how my thumb is moving, the angle of my hand. When you can do that with no pauses and no missed notes, no missed fingerings, then you can gradually increase the speed, a little at a time, all the way until you get to 200 beats per minute, 1 note per click. Now, remember that the speed I can play doesn't have to be the same speed that you play. It doesn't have to be the same speed that your friend plays or someone you saw on YouTube. You've got to find the speed that is right for you. And that might not be the same speed as me. If you only make it up to 160, that's fine. Find the speed that's right for you. And maybe in a week, you'll get it faster. Maybe in a month, or maybe never at all. But that's okay. Music isn't a contest. It's not a race. You're trying to find the speed that's the most fun for you to play and that feels right for you. But if you make it to 200 and you want to go even faster, then turn your metronome back to 100 and go 2 notes per click, which will be the same as if you're going 200 1 note per click. So now you're doing T, 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 T. And then you can keep speeding it up there to, I would go to a maximum of about 112 2 notes per click. Any faster than that, it might start to sound a little crazy, and you might not be playing your best. But again, that's the speed that's comfortable for me. If you end up going slower or even a little faster, that's fine. Just make sure it doesn't sound, crazy. I don't want you to go so fast that the music just sounds like you're late for school and you're running, or as my mom used to say, running like a chicken with her head cut off. My last suggestion to you is to remember that if you're right-handed, your left hand may need extra practice. I write with my right hand, so when I practice the piano, sometimes my left hand just needs extra work. I may do the left hand 2 times or even 3 times as many as I do for my right hand. So if my right hand has it down, maybe I'll do extra practice on my left hand. Maybe a lot of extra practice for my left hand. This B section, because it's the left hand doing the scales, I suggest you start by practicing the B section. Or maybe even start here in measure 15. If you start right there at the hardest part and do that maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times, you'll get really good at it and then it won't feel like a hard part anymore. Do the B section 5 times, 10 times. And then when you go back and add in the A section again, the whole thing will start to feel easy. Practice the hard parts until you make the hard parts your easy parts. And finally, as you're practicing this B section, once you have the right hand really confident, you have the left hand really confident, try it hands together. And when you start hands together, you're going to go back to very slow. 1 note per click, back down to 100. Then gradually increase the speed until you can play it at full tempo. Last of all, let's notice the dynamics here in measure 9, because we haven't talked about the dynamics yet. We start forte this time. It's basically the opposite of what we did in the A section. We start forte and then diminuendo, poco a poco. Do you remember what that means? Poco a poco means little by little. Diminuendo, just like dimming the lights, means make your lights get lower and lower. We're going to get softer and softer as we diminuendo, all the way to measure 16, where we finish with the piano. So we're going to start forte. And don't diminuendo too quickly. Remember, it's little by little, so you're barely going to notice it at first. Oh, and now you're like, oh, I'm starting to notice it. A little softer. Now I'm really noticing it till all the way to piano. So this week, start by just left hand alone. When you're ready, hands together. Use the metronome, start to add in the dynamics, and then put it together with the A section. And then when you have it all the way mastered, make a video of yourself and maybe share it with me online or share it with a friend. Let's hear Etude in C, all put together from the start. Great job today learning the left-hand part for the B section of Etude in C by Biehl. Thanks for watching and learning with me, and happy practicing. French chef, cousin, mon cousin, what brings you here today? Well, I heard from my cousin that the students finished learning an etude from Mr. Hoffman today. Did you know that étudier means to study in the French? Yes, oui, Mr. Hoffman mentioned that. Bien, bien. Well, since I'm here, would you like me to share a joke? Of course. Oui, oui. Alors, did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? No. Oui, there was nothing left but debris. No way. You gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. Oh, I've got another one. Did you know French fries weren't cooked in France? Really? No, they were cooked in Greece. Très drôle. That makes me hungry.